What do you see as some of the top priorities for Fort Collins in 2021?
Sure. We're going to have to emerge from this COVID stronger, healthier. COVID has exposed, if there was a crack, now it's a crevice, right? So we've got mental health, we've got increased addiction issues, we've got public education. We're going to have to really partner with our school districts to make sure those kids, we know. I was a special educator after I was in the Peace Corps. So I was on the panel interviewing about this new superintendent. My top criteria, or what I said was, and I really believe it, the mark of a good school district is the same of a good city. It's not how well you treat your best, it's how well you treat the people who need the most, right? So we're going to have to reach out in that public education scare and totally support those kids. And I don't like to think in terms of grade level because it seems so punitive. And I want to talk about getting the kids back in school, getting their social, emotional, and academic health, wrap them with love, and we got to get them what they need. Okay. So then we're going to have to talk about community health, the mental health, the addiction issues. And we need to talk about our economic health, right? And we're going to hopefully reimagine how we use our space in Fort Collins. I've been reading a lot about, it's not just, when we moved back here from Mozambique, we're a platinum bike friendly community. Well, we used to live in Denmark, and I was like, if my kids don't have a bike route to school, I don't know how we got platinum. I don't know whose criteria this is, but and they said, well, Jeni, you just have to get your kids to ride to Pooter High. They ride down Mulberry and then up on the sidewalk and then down and then turn right down Taft Hill, then turn left up Overland. We live at Sea Park. And that's how they get there. I was like, do you have any teenagers? Because they're not going to go 2 blocks out of their way. We need a bike path a mile wide, safe as heck, to get every single kid to school. That's where you build these lifelong, it's good for their fitness. It's how you build lifelong bicyclists, right? So we need to but I don't want to just call it bike friendly. I want to call it mobility friendly, right? So I'm always worried about people who have physical mobility challenges too. And then we need to reimagine a city that's not built around the car. I mean, if the first thing you do is build a huge parking lot, then that just signals your priority, right? Why not, when you approve a new thing on planning and zoning, your first criteria is not where's everyone going to park, it's how are people going to get there? And that, you can park it outside the city and bus it in. I mean, people love Old Town. The fact of the matter is that's just two blocks. And I love it too. But you've all traveled and lived in other cities and been around the world. I love Fort Collins. But we are, I would submit, we have a long way to go. There's a lot of work to be done on that. So, I live here at City Park, and we have the little restaurant, and we have beavers, and everyone loves that. And I do too. And we have the trolley. But why can't every community have that? I mean, why cannot we have, I don't know, in Morocco, we call them hanouts, you needed milk, it was, you walk to right there. We love walking to beavers and getting stuff, but that, we got to quit building housing developments and build communities, right? And I've never been a fan of the houses from the 700s. So we segregate ourselves socioeconomically. Sometimes that translates into politically, which is weird, but it does. And we constantly segregate ourselves so we don't live and work and play near each other. Those are some of the things I think about that keep me up at night. And I think that now is a really good time to sit together and reimagine that. Get a 20-year vision and then work back from that. So I'm saying, 10% of all housing should be attainable or affordable. That may be true, or how at 20, I don't know what the number is, but why do we always set ourselves these little incremental goals that are based on metrics instead of setting a vision and then walking it back and making the incremental steps add up to that vision, right? I know that's sort of lofty, but why not be lofty? Why not? Right? If we don't, who will? So I used to design a lot of curriculum and master's degrees. And when I did a whole master degree program, at the end of the day, what is it that you want the student to know and be able to do? And when I started the legislature, I didn't think of a year-long or 2-year-long water vision for Colorado. I thought of a 10-year one. I won't be there. But and then work it back. What is the legislation I need to work on each year that adds up to that vision of water smart, water conservation, reducing buy and dry, making water more flexible, um, reducing some regulations in terms of lend, lease, trading. These are all the water bills that I have done in different forms, water reuse, all these other things, to form and add to incrementally every year to that vision that I had of how we meet a water short future. So aquifer storage bills, right? Smart storage. Anyway, I'm talking too much, but that's what I think about. What do you guys think about?